Is this what is wrong with Australia? Let's have a look. Good evening, everyone. Florian here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your mug of lem sip, and let's have a look at a map I shared with everyone yesterday. Now, I couldn't put a video out yesterday because I got a cold and had quite a sore throat, but I'm getting better now. But I did see this map on Twitter, or X of all places, while I was, sleeping, to be honest, or lounging around, or conscious between naps. You know, it is convenient getting sick on the weekend, isn't it? Because you don't miss any work time, isn't it? That's awesome. So let's check out this, this image here. And if we have a look here, we can see, oh, these are your comments. We'll jump over here to this one here. This is the industry hiring the most people in every country in the world. And if we have a look, Australia is government administration. That's the industry hiring the most people. And this has been put out by a resume website. So, you know, there you go. Get ready for those government jobs. And is that what we want as a nation? Do we want government to be the biggest employer, hiring the most people? Does that scream innovation? Does that scream private enterprise creating new opportunities? No, it doesn't. I think it ties back to, let's have a look here. I want to draw your attention to this one here, this book by Geoffrey Blaine in 1966. The Tyranny of Distance is among the most important books ever written about Australia. Through the lens of distance to the distances within Australia, it explains much about our origins, our economy, and society, as well as our triumphs and failures. Blaney is a brilliant historian and writer of rare talent who rewards the reader with insightful analysis and inclusions which overturn the conventional wisdom. Published in 1966, The Tyranny of Distance reflects the author's deep understanding of the changing patterns of world trade and the relative costs of commodities and transport over time. Drawing on hard-won evidence, he sheds light on diverse aspects of Australia's history and culture, including the reasons for its founding, its Britishness, the birth of mateship, big government, underpopulation, divergence in railway gauges, rural hardships, and the depth of the recurrent economic shocks, to name but a few. I haven't read this book. I've heard about it. It's certainly on my list. I think I'll have to find it. Where can we get it? Can you get it at 66? I wonder if I can find it on Amazon. Let's search for that right now. I'll look for it later. It's not going to work, is it? But what I asked, so I'll see if I can find it. Yes, paperback. Customers. Yes, guys, there you go. Look, get it on Amazon paperback, $25. Okay, I think this might be my read for when I find some time for it, everyone. So we'll jump back over to here and let's check out this one. So let's look at a few other countries first. So Australia here, we are government. New Zealand is staffing and recruiting. Myanmar is staffing and recruiting. Vietnam, software development. Thailand, software development. And, you know, that's more advanced, I'd say, than government. Hospitality, financial services in Malaysia. Bangladesh, software development. Nepal, software development. Sri Lanka, IT services and consulting. India, staffing and recruiting. Okay, let's have a look. What about Indonesia? Oh, Papua New Guinea, staffing and recruiting. Singapore, staffing and recruiting. Indonesia's hospitality. The Philippines, IT services and consulting. Hong Kong is financial services. Taiwan is software development. Japan is IT services and consulting. South Korea are IT services. China, technology, information and internet. Russia is technology, information and internet. Okay, we'll have a look here. Kazakhstan, IT services and consulting. I mean, when you keep looking at this and you appreciate the economic complexity of some of these countries compared to Australia, many of them are ahead of us, just with the complexity of what our economy can provide. Let's keep looking over here. Software development in Ethiopia. Guys, software development. Kenya, software development. Mauritius, financial services. Uganda, education. What about South Africa? Staffing and recruitment. Congo, staffing and recruitment. HR in Angola. Nigeria, HR services. Algeria, banking. Senegal, staffing and recruitment. Brazil, information tech. Paraguay, telecom, software development. Where else? Peru, HR. Colombia, HR. IT services in Ecuador. Mexico, IT services. Are we the only government one? We can't be the only government one. Come on. Hospitals and healthcare. The Republic of Ireland, staffing and recruiting, staffing and recruiting, staffing, recruiting, staffing, recruiting. Okay, so there's big over there. Higher education. Here we go. Yes, another government. Sweden. So Sweden is government administration and Australia is government administration. There you go. Are we the only two on this map? Wow. I got to find another one. I've got to find another one. I mean, what about Greece? Greece, Greece is all government, isn't it? Shit, not even Greece. We're Liechtenstein, no. Germany, staffing and recruitment. Poland, IT services. Well, there you go, everyone. Australia and Sweden are the only two that are the industries hiring the most people in the country are government administration. So I thought we'd have a look at some of the comments from the viewers here on the channel. And if we jump over here, let's see what you guys have to say about this. We'll sort by newest first. Wait for that to load up. I'll have another shot of my lemsip. This is saying, get better soon, Heise. Yes, I should be 100% tomorrow. It's just, it's rare for me to get thrown out like that with a sore throat. But the problem is we got so many kids. So that, the diseases just spread. It's been pretty good this year. Australia just catching up to bureaucratic Europe, perhaps. Of course, we're living in a time of psychos running the asylum. The slow drip of communism. Hope you're feeling better soon. God bless. Thank you very much. Yeah, it does feel like we're becoming a more and more socialist country. Let's hope we don't hit a point. Benjamin's blaming it all on the vax. Nah, mate, it's called having 50 kids. Control freak nanny state. Yep, 100%. Feel better, buddy. Yes, I will. I am. I managed to get some work done today. So that was good. We should probably get rid of state politicians. Well, it's not the politicians. It's not the politicians. It's the bureaucrats. The bureaucrats are the ones that are growing. And, I mean, an example here is the proposed Southeast Queensland Regional Plan that's tied to Labor's policy for more housing, and it's going to influence all of the local councils. And you can see ideological positions trickling all the way down from the UN, from the WEF, all these same people, all these same talking points, trickling all the way down from these conferences and talk fests to things that will affect you on a day-to-day living. One change, and I'm going to do a video on it, don't worry, a standalone video, is moving from a minimum number of parking spaces for developments around Southeast Queensland to a maximum. So they're saying it's no longer you have to have a minimum this many per apartment, you can have a maximum per apartment. So it's this push to reduce vehicles, reduce cars. I remember encountering this at university when I was tutoring, and all these students were designing stuff without cars. And I'm going, well, okay, fantastic. How did you get here? They all drove. Why didn't you take public transport? Oh, it's not good enough. So all these things are fantastic to say and to plan for, but you need to have the infrastructure in place to carry that burden you're putting on people. And that's an example. So when people are claiming it's like some global conspiracy theory to control the world, no, it's just ideas. It is ideas that get moved from one person to another. You get people going to the same conferences, the same events, the same circles, and it's the ideas that are spreading. And the concern is, what if the ideas are accepted as the norm any criticism of them sees you as an outsider, as an outcast, so people will just socially conform. We're seeing that with the push for renewables. China's finally waked up and realized, or admitted, that the move away from fossil fuels is not going to happen. So that's more of an argument that any of our, well, not that anything we do in Australia will make a difference globally, but, I mean, it's the status quo. People will just go along with it. They won't even think to it to any great depth. Or they don't dare to be ostracized socially. So that's how this is happening. And I'll do a video on it. But anyway, we'll keep going back to this. So it's not the politicians, it's the bureaucrats. No wonder we feel like we're so controlled here. Yeah, Australia is such a nanny state, isn't it? Awesome. Australia will be Asia's Argentina. A once powerhouse, now a major government employer with a failing economy. I actually had a lad come and help the other day on my house here from Argentina, from the labour hire mob. I'm going, oh, what? You know, he came over here. He was working with labour hire. He was here for a 3-year student visa, and he wanted, 3-year working visa, and he wanted to settle here. And I go, what's it like back home? And he goes, it's shit. It's shit. He wants to get out of there. Don't blame him. Tax, tax, tax. Australia is top-heavy with bureaucracy. Imagine my shock. Called Brisbane Spring. This explains Blubberchook being missing for the last 6 months. Thanks God I don't have to look at the fake. Okay. Sure, you're not happy with her. That's okay, mate. It's okay. I remember on the television news during COVID, they said 1 job in 5 in New South Wales was a government job. Yes, it is crazy how large our government sector is. And, I mean, that's just the Australian way. That's it. We're used to big government here in Australia, not like other countries. Look at all the Western economies, zero manufacturing, all staffing and recruiting, looking for cheap labour jobs. Both sad and scary, or both scary and sad, tearing through the Aussie way of life at a world-class pace. Really, Australia? I'm assuming that's sarcasm. That's right, if we can't compete against a company or service, then we'll create a bureaucratic government department that will regulate the body oversight committee on top, just to be sure. Good grief, government administration. Surprise, surprise, Australia's industry is a government. Oh, and yes, it was the deadly man flu. It is much worse than any flu any women get. That is actually science. We have just different, because you know how blokes and chicks feel the temperature differently. You see that whenever you're fighting over the temperature in the car. Now they've got all these cars, because the car manufacturers have wised up to it. They've got cars with 2 temperature controls, so you can have one temperature coming out there, another temperature coming out there. This is why men feel illness so much more intense than women do, because we have different sensitivities to temperature than they do. That's why it's science. Harold is surprised it's government. Total control coming. They need to know your every move. That's extremely disappointing. I'm not. Why are people surprised by this, guys? No surprise there. Whereas Cactus Sweden is being on the dole considered employment as a government? No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I want to comment, but I have no words. Vitamin D3 and B12. I've just been having lots of hydrolytes and all of that, and soups. That's what I've been eating. Well, anyway, guys, what do you think about all of that? And have you read The Tyranny of Distance? Let me know in the comments if I should buy it. I probably will get it right now, to be honest. As always, thanks for watching, and you've let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. I'll just jump over here. There we go. Take care, guys. Let's jump to the outro. If you want to check out Heise a bit more, Heise does for other content, you certainly can. If you want to support us, you can on YouTube or Patreon. Use the referral links, buy our pocket squares, or call me if you need an architect. Take care, have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next episode.